This is Alvin J coming to you from 12 Ticks. You've got 12 seconds uninterrupted. Make sure you download the app so you can become part of this live conversation that we're going to have today. Today, everybody, the title is Entitlement, the Breakdown of Social Structure. Now, if you guys have ever heard of what entitlement is or all that good stuff, I'm about to show you guys right here. So, those of you who think you know what entitlement is, we're about to show you guys a video, and we're just going to talk a little bit about it. Then we'll go really into it right after this. So here you go, everybody, your video on entitlement. The study of psychology is fascinating. It studies group behavior and how those within groups interact. When delving through the pros and cons of human discourse, we tend to ignore the positive parts to focus on the negative aspects. Let us not forget that human group cooperation has meant our sole survival over the last 6,000 years. Yet, we quickly devolve into adverse traits of human conduct. You will recall how your fellow man is quite intelligent when thinking alone, but swiftly becomes motivated by ignorance as part of a mob. The word social implies other people are involved. So how did we infect ourselves with the virus of me? You work in a group, but you believe you deserve all the credit. You speak in a discussion, but you won't answer any questions. You put your feet on the back of a seat in front of you in the movies, even though someone is already sitting there. There are many other examples I could give, but we really should talk about this now. All right, that is it, everybody, and hopefully you guys got a little bit of what we're going to talk about today. But it absolutely pisses me off when I see people who feel like they deserve something just because they are them. Okay, just because you are you means that certain people are supposed to treat you a certain way. They're supposed to read your mind. They're supposed to know what you want, when you want, how you want it, just because you said so. I don't think so. Not even a person with a title, because remember, a leader is only a leader if somebody follows. If you call yourself a leader and you walk and nobody follows, you're just a son of a gun taking a walk. All right, so let's get to it here and let's find out who we got in our chat so we can talk about this important discussion here, talking about entitlement. All right, so let me know who's out there and where you're from as far as this. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat. Talk to me. All right, there you go. All right, so we'll throw it up there. We'll start it off just so everybody can jump in there. And hopefully you guys will see more of you as this goes on. Now, if you guys are asking, what is entitlement? It means that you believe you deserve something simply because you are yourself, okay? So, meaning you did something without merit, but you expect a reward from it, okay? So, I got a bunch of examples that we're actually going to go over today because I got me a sheet here that I have actually just scouted out here and put together for this particular one and give you a little bit of examples. And some of the examples came from Psychology Today, and I threw a few in there of my own. All right, so that is it. Now, let's ask this. Is it good? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What do you guys feel about entitlement? All right, so while we're going through this, throw it in the chat, everybody. How do you feel about entitlement? What is it going to do for you? Okay, so that's what I want to talk about today. Now, the reason it pisses me off is because I am a fan of meritocracy, meaning that you do a certain task and you do it well. Notice I didn't say anything about hard work. I mean, you said you're going to do something. You did it, okay? That gives you credit. That gives you merit, all right? It means you're a reliable and dependable person, and therefore, I feel like you should be rewarded for that because you're going above and beyond selflessly in order to make somebody else's life better or do a job right, okay? I love that. However, if you expect to become rich and you're going to sit on your ass at home and not do anything but talk about it and dream about it instead of being about it, then that's entitlement. You expect the riches to come, but you haven't done anything. Okay, it's very easy to relate that to money. So how about this, everybody? Let's go to the next one here. It says everyone gets a trophy. Now, you guys might be familiar with this phenomenon, but I'm going to throw it out here for you just in case nobody actually is feeling this. Okay, now, all right. So no, David, I just got here. Now, everybody gets a trophy. You guys have heard this, and it's become the bane of our existence nowadays. It's literally like chopped one of the legs off of social communication between human beings. Everybody gets a trophy. One of my favorite shows ever is Andy Griffith. Okay, if you guys don't know what that is, it was Andy Griffith was the actor. Andy Taylor was his name in the show. Now, Andy had a little boy named Opie, and in one of the episodes, season 2, Opie decides he's going to run a race, and he only wants to run the race because he wants a medal. He's not talking about working hard. He's not talking about beating the other boys because he's bigger, better, stronger. All right, he's going to work out and get it. It turns out he just wants to win because he wants the medal so he can show off. Okay, now Barney, you guys know Barney Fife, all right? He tries to help him win the medal, all right, by helping him train a little bit, right, before the race. But when the race happens, Opie finishes dead last, and now he's devastated. He is crushed, all right? And he doesn't want to talk to his dad. He don't want to talk to Barney. He doesn't want to talk to his friends because he said they beat me and they took my medal, so I ain't got nothing to say to nobody, all right? Now, because of that, he felt entitled to the medal. He felt like there should be one given to him, even first place, just because he wanted one. And that's what I see a lot in society today. Okay, everybody wants followers, but you're not willing to go above and beyond and separate yourself from the pack to get the likes and the followers and the love. Okay, some people who want to be the big influencers, they're not willing to do what it takes to become that. Okay, what are you doing to put yourself in a box or a category by yourself because nobody else is doing the kind of stuff that you are doing? I mean, we have to get back to this system of meritocracy. I have never seen anything more disgusting than an 8th place trophy. Never in my life. All right. So I think that is worse than prostitution, doing drugs, or anything else you can think of in society that is really bad. The 8th place trophy is one of the worst things you could ever do to a child or a human being. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, excuse me. All right. Now, when you guys think about this and you think about entitlement, okay, think about this. All right. If you're thinking think how deep that goes. Everybody gets a trophy. So if you say, no matter how good you did, no matter how much effort you put into it, even if you didn't care, you're still going to be rewarded, even though you are indifferent about the results. You are indifferent about your effort. People who work their ass off or put in the effort or do something right, they deserve the reward because they worked for it, and they're more than likely the best qualified to do the thing and get the reward from it. Okay, when you start hiring people with no qualifications, case in point, Donald Trump, who is our former president, yes, you lost, motherfucker. And here's the thing, when you actually put that out and you start firing people who are qualified. They might not be a part of your party. They might not agree with everything that you say, but they were competent in their job and they helped keep a country running. But you fire them because of your big ass ego. And then you put in place of them your incompetent in that family who had no business, no qualifications to run a public office and especially talk or converse with foreign leaders, set up foreign policies. All right. Legislate the country. What qualifications do you have other than you're a babysitter? What qualifications did you have other than you have the title of Republican? None. That was the answer to that, everybody. They had none. So when you guys actually look at this, that is what we used to call nepotism, but today it's business as usual. I don't want to see any more of this bull going on here, because I don't care if the person is Democrat or Republican. If they can do a job and that they're qualified for and get the result that we need as a country, that is what has to happen. Okay, that's what we're talking about as far as entitlement and all this other stuff that's going on. Now, that entitlement, because I'm the president, I am entitled to do whatever I want and put my family into positions they have no business being in. You know what that did? That actually got the people who voted for them, the general public, to pick up this sense of entitlement. And they said, yes, because we feel a certain way, we can destroy the capital of our country and take it over because we didn't win. Everybody wants their trophy. And that's why they made a run on the congressional building. Okay, you guys got to realize that when you start that mess, it goes way up, and we mean to the top. And our former president, the orange-headed idiot, all right, and that's what I like to call him, because I don't care what he tried to do for the country. I don't mind. I don't have anything against him, but I don't like the man even before he became president, because he was a scumbag of a human being who treated women like crap, and he was no kind of example of a father to his family. So why the hell would I like somebody like that? I'm not talking about what he did in office. I could care less. Politics has never changed my life one way or the other. I am telling you, though, that as a man, he's a scumbag son of a bitch who scammed everybody he could out of money, and then yet and still, some people felt like, yes, he's the right man for me. Where the hell did your morals go where that was the case? It's called entitlement. I can believe whatever I want to believe. Yes, but at a cost. And the cost was we almost lost the country, and they tried to tear down democracy, the process of democracy, in order to get their way, because there were a bunch of whining babies who thought that was the way you do it. You think that coming in and tearing down a congressional building at one time and trying to seize the building, killing a security guard, injuring many more up there, trying to bring guns and calling in friends to come up into the Congress saying we took it over. What was going to happen after that? Were you guys going to set up shop and start running the country from there? No, it was an idiotic move that didn't have any recourse other than a bunch of people going to jail afterwards. But that's the depth that entitlement can go to. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper here, everybody. All right, how about this? How about we got welfare, we got social programs, we even have retirement funds. These are all forms of socialism. And you can use the alternate word that we're talking about today, which is entitlement. People believe that they are entitled to welfare. Now, here's the thing. Nowadays, you can't even blame them, because entitlements, as defined by the government, these are guaranteed services that have to go to a certain group of people. And if the group of people don't get them, they can take legal recourse against the government because they did not give them their guaranteed services. They are called entitlements. Okay, now, no such thing should exist as far as being you have to get these, or you can come and sue so that you can get them. First of all, the government should and the people in it should want to be good enough to give people what they deserve. And second of all, if you don't get something from the government, are you just going to sit outside the door on your knees begging until they do? What if it never comes? Right? I'm not saying that the people don't need the stuff. Never say that. But if they don't give it to you, which they are famous for not doing, then what do you do now? Continue to beg into your death? I don't know about that. Okay, now we get special programs. All right, funding of education. You can see that that's poor. That is not working at all. Public schools are supposed to get a certain amount of money so they can buy textbooks, they can buy computers, they can maintain schools, they can maintain security in schools. When you do all of that stuff, and you get all of this money from the federal government, why does it more money goes to some places that don't need it and it less goes to other people that really, really do need it? It's because entitlement. I run this fund and I will allocate the money in the way that I see fit, where I think it will be better used. That's code for, all right, the rich people are paying me. All right, I'm going to get some kind of benefit out of this. So I'd rather give it to them because I'm not going to get anything from helping these underprivileged poor people. That's the message. All right, so there you go, everybody. Now, as far as this, I want to know, does anybody out there have an opinion as far as this entitlement goes? All right, feel free to throw it in the chat if you want. If you guys are looking for the ticker that we are in this time, it's called Entitlement, the Breakdown of Social Structure. All right, Entitlement, the Breakdown of Social Culture. That's the one that we got for you guys today. Okay, now let me go after the last one because some of you might have your belief system shaken on this one, and that is when we're talking about retirement. You guys do know that retirement is not guaranteed. If you think your retirement is going to be a 401k, you do know that that is actually ebbs up and down depending on the stock market. And if the stock market crashes, so does your retirement. All right. People think that they worked 40 years, 50 years, 60 years for a company. They feel entitled to a retirement after that. Right now, I'm not saying you don't deserve something big for working all those years, but that doesn't mean you're going to get it. So you can feel all the entitlement you want, but they always find ways to add fees and keep lowering the percentage that pays out as far as the interest on your retirement account. Notice it gets lower and lower. It's always going to benefit somebody else and never you. It's ridiculous, but you are not entitled to a retirement. Just remember, okay, there are people out here who now have to go back to work in order to make a living simply because those people thought that it would just be there. But nope, not enough money. Can't cover the bills, can't cover the taxes, all right? Can't cover the major living expenses. So now they got to go back to work after they've retired and they've already worked 45 years. It's not a good situation. It's not fair, but whoever said that life was fair? Whoever said that? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some examples of some more practical ways that we can be entitled. Okay, so these are some smaller ones, everybody, but then we'll get back to the bigger ones. So here you go. Here's some smaller ones for you. Okay, the first one on here, it says you expect the same rules to apply to other people that apply to other people should not apply to you. All right, example here. All right, other people might need to start at the bottom and work their way up, but you shouldn't have to. Entitlement on the top level. Okay. Oh, they have to work their way up, but I'm a special kind of person. I should start somewhere near the top. All right. Fair? I don't know about that. I don't know. But entitlement definitely is BS. All right. So yes, I don't think anybody should be feeling this way. Let me see. All right. I want to see this one. David has thrown a comment up here. David, here you go. I buy my assets when the stock market crash. That way I get it cheaper. Who needs retirement when you may or may not be alive or take it out during another crash? That is correct. All right. There's no guarantee, first of all, that you're going to be here. And second of all, the amount of money that you could have in retirement fluctuates. So it could be decent, but it could be so low. And most people's 401ks are pitiful. All right, the returns are pitiful. So you have to go look at that and actually find out what's going on as far as the details of yours in particular. So here's another one for you. It says, you feel massively put upon when other people ask you for small favors. But when you ask people for favors, it's no big deal at all. Okay, so yes, so it has to be both ways. If you so-called have a friend and you ask them, and then all of a sudden you expect them to jump, but when they ask you, you're like, oh, I'm busy, I can't do this, I can't do that. Yeah, next time. If you're doing that's entitlement. You think that your tasks are more important than theirs when they ask you for a favor. Okay, let's get some more practical ones in here. You expect other people to be more interested in you and what's on your agenda than that you're interested in them and what's on their agenda. The example, you see your own interests as more important or interesting than other people's, and you see your goals and dreams as more valid or important than other people's. That's big because we all try to play contests. Okay. When you refer to your own ideas, they're big, they're grand, they're great ideas. But when you refer to somebody else, it's that little thing that they're trying to do. It's that mess that they're in. It's that scam business, all right, or something else. But you don't have to do it that way. You don't have to be that way towards other people. Okay. Sometimes you have to even it out. And this all comes, everybody, from perspective. Okay. And what I mean is perspective. One of the tools of perspective is empathy, meaning that if you're standing here in your shoes and you're talking as if you are you would then put yourself mentally in their shoes and say, how would this person feel? Or how would I feel if I was talking to me that way? And that makes a little bit more sense when we're talking about this topic. Okay. So pretty good. All right. How about this? Are you a freeloader? Okay. So the example, you use programs on the internet to download movies and music, okay, special sticks, special boxes that you may have in your home, all right, because you feel entitled because it's there, all right, it's free. Nobody's going to do anything. So as long as nobody's going to enforce this, I may as well steal. All right, that's technically what it is. Okay, you're pirating. Okay, you're downloading something that has intellectual property rights attached to it, and you're downloading it because you can. Okay, when I ask most people about this, and I ask a whole bunch of people about this, they often tell me they feel no remorse. They don't feel like they're stealing. They just feel like if it's out there and if it's to be had, you should have it. And that's what you get. So that's still a form of entitlement, okay? Because it's there and because I can get it, I'm going to take it, even if it's not mine. Even if somebody else gets screwed out of a royalty or a payment, I don't care. It's mine. Okay, so there you go. How about another one? Let's get more practical here. It says, you inconvenience others without thinking. Now, that's pretty big because we don't think about that because we think that, oh, no, it's just be 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden now that person could have had to go to work. They could be watching kids and they don't have time for just the 5 minutes. But because it's you expect them to take the 5 minutes because you're special. And that's what all entitled people feel. They feel like they're special. Everything's supposed to be done for me. All right. What does this thing say back here? All right. I want it now. I want it my way and I want it from you. All right. And somebody else might ask, well, what do you want? I don't know. I just want my way. I don't care what it is. Just wait till I make up my mind. All right. You better get your little, better get out of here. Let me see. Eat, play, decorate. Oh, look at this. I like this. All right. So Eat, play, decorate is in the house. She says, yes, it happened to my aunt and a guy I know. Retired city workers have part of their pensions taken because Detroit is on the rise and they use their money to pay the big wigs. Oh my, I'm telling you. And the people who were in the automotive industry, they had a big package coming as far as their pensions. Their pensions were large. And somebody comes in, undercuts, buys the company, and then raids the pension. And where are the people left? They just saw money. The money was attached to people who were supposed to enjoy their retirement with that money. That did not happen. So I'm glad you said that because that's as practical as it gets. And we're all familiar with that scenario. Okay, how about this? We got another one. You think it's okay to upset or offend other people. Now, I do not call people anything behind their back that I wouldn't call them to their face, okay? When I call Donald Trump an orange-headed idiot, if he was here, I would call him an orange-headed idiot because I don't like the man and I would never want to talk to him in his face because I don't want any of his cooties rubbing off on me, okay? Now, if in general, I don't talk. I don't try to judge people. That if I don't know you, if you're on television and stuff like that, there might be things that give away your personality to lead me to believe that you're a jerk off or something like that. You're mean to kids. You hate animals, stuff like that. There's things that'll lead you to that. However, if I don't know you, you're just an actor on TV. Despite the fact that you probably can't act a lick if you're just starting out as an actor, I'm not going to be like, oh, they're a terrible human being and they're an awful person. I would never do that, because you can't base their ability to act on what kind of person they are, what kind of morals they have, what kind of beliefs they have, they hold. All the good stuff about them might be that they are an excellent person. However, their acting ability doesn't reflect that. That's how I try to treat people. Okay, you got to separate this from that. This from that. It's always got to be, you got to deal with the whole thing. And if you don't know somebody, if you never talked to the person, how can you pass judgment on somebody? I mean, it's the very reason I cannot watch reality television. Right, because on there you see all this drama, manufactured drama on there, and the men and women are so entitled, and they feel like they can just walk up to somebody and just say what they want to say and walk away without letting the other person give their side of the story. That's why people love the internet, because on the internet you can call somebody a fucking idiot, and then all of a sudden they're not there, because if you said that in person, they will whoop your ass. Okay, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You got to be able to be respectful, and if you are respectful, it's almost damn impossible to be entitled. All right, but when you're entitled, you are almost always disrespectful. Okay, almost always. Okay, now let me see this. Okay, what do we got? Anagato is laughing at us. All right, here. All right, so there you go. All right, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, now here's the thing, everybody. I got a few more examples here, and then we'll see. Let's see this one. Okay, you cheat in environments based in reciprocity. All right, what does that mean? Give you an example. You ask loads of questions in your favorite internet forum. However, when somebody asks you a question, you disappear. All right, now, is that right? Okay, you get to monopolize the discussion by asking a whole bunch of questions similar to people, the way some students do in a classroom. But when it comes time to give information on your personal life or stand up in front of the class and talk or something like that, all of a sudden you don't want to share. You don't want to give the reciprocity that should be there when you were monopolizing the time earlier. It doesn't seem right, does it? It's not. Okay, everybody, it's not. Okay, and the last one I got for you is, it says, when working in groups, you think you should be the leader or get the most credit simply because you're you. Who else would be the leader? I mean, I'm here, so why? But the thing is, everybody is self-biased. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody. Self-bias is different than entitlement, meaning that if I say to you, look at this from my perspective, you don't have to do that, because the only perspective you have is your own. Okay, some people they don't exhibit empathy. They can't tell what somebody else is thinking. So it's not a flaw. They just don't have that. So there's a difference between self-influence or self-bias and entitlement. Okay, two separate things. They seem similar. They seem like they might be the same thing, but not quite. All right, not quite. Okay, not quite. All right, so I want to get some feedback from the chat here from some people. So from our discussion today, everybody, I just want to know, how do you guys feel about the chat about entitlement? Is it making you mad? Is it getting you upset when you see it in society, when people are like, the store requires you to wear a mask, okay? I don't like doing it, but if the store puts a sign out that says, we feel more comfortable with you wearing a mask in our establishment, all right, please put on a mask, I do it. Even though I don't agree with it, I do it. Why? Because they have a right to ask me to do whatever they want, because it's their store. As soon as I step outside, I can take it off, but it's their store. So some people are like, I ain't wearing no mask, all right? I don't have to. The governor said we didn't have to wear no mask. Well, the governor's not here, and this ain't his damn store. So if you don't want to wear one, step your ass right back outside, okay? Now, that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, that's what the store owner is supposed to say. But sometimes you'll get these people and they're so overbearing. They're so belligerent that the store owner doesn't want to say anything to them, and they could walk around the store ruining the experience for everybody. All right. So yes. So it's not worth it to ruin the experience for everybody. So I'll put on the mask, and when I get outside, I'll take off the mask. Okay. Period. Some stores don't require masks. I'll go into those stores too. All right. So it's a give and take, and we have to realize you are on the planet with other people. Therefore, truthfully, entitlement should not exist. It just shouldn't. Okay. Now, here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, can you effectively look at this from your own perspective, okay, and from other people's perspective? Because the key to this is, can I feel what somebody else is feeling and therefore not treat them as if they are just another person I don't know, I have no ties to, and therefore they are nothing to me? Is that right to do that to people? Is that how you want to live your life? Is that what you want to look back on your life and you're laying in the bed and you're ready to go to the other side, and then all of a sudden that's what you have to look back on? Everybody thought I was a jerk off and nobody's going to come to your funeral. Nobody wants to visit you now. They just come over because you got a nice car and you got a nice house. You buy food for them. Okay. You're part, you treat them good. They're part of the entourage. Okay. But as soon as the car goes away and the house goes away and you stop buying them food, let's see who's left. And that will tell you how your entitlement actually drove away the people that should have been your friends. All right, so let me see. All right, so David said, yeah, I prefer to social distance because of my social anxiety and stuff like that. And here's the thing about that. People should respect that. All right. I mean, it causes hypoxia to give you slight protection. Okay. So yes. So there you go. Okay. Now that's all I'm going to say for this today, everybody. Hopefully you guys have an excellent, what's this, Wednesday? All right. Excellent Wednesday. I really do appreciate you guys coming by. And David Polton, who we have, Anagato Williams in the house. Let me see who else. Eat, Play, Decorate, John Memos. All right. I know you're probably going to see this. All right. Dennis Coleman, Marcus Macon. All right. All of you guys who like to show up. Okay. I really do appreciate you. And when you guys come in and you watch this video, I just want to say what's up to everybody. I remember all of you. LL Lewis. Okay. Rael Calvin. I know you guys on here. Money Machine Gun. Yes. So Frenchie, I haven't seen Frenchie in a while, but just remember, everybody, we're going to move the medical stuff instead of on Friday. We're going to do that on Mondays now, because that's going to be medical Mondays. Okay, we're going to do medical Mondays. So that is it for today, everybody. You guys have a good one. I do appreciate your time, and thank you guys for stopping by. We were talking about entitlement today and how you guys feel about that. If you guys missed this conversation, go ahead and throw a comment in the chat right now, and then we'll read it, and then I'll reply to those if you guys drop a comment in. Okay, so that is it. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys the next time. Have a good evening, everybody. This is 12 Ticks. You've got 12 seconds.